episode of The Art of Conversation, episode 5, I believe, man. And I'm sitting here with a young man that I met a few days ago, bro, but I feel like I know you. It's wild, you know what I'm saying? And actually, the team I work with was like, you got to meet this guy, man. He just has this energy, and there's these ideas that he presented us, and it was like, yo, this is something here. This is something here. And it was like, you just got to meet him and talk to him, and we got to work together. And I'm sitting here with that young man right now, man. Yeah, and if you don't mind introducing yourself.
So my name is Kahlil. Most people call me Six. I am from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm 29. I don't know how much information that you really want.
No, that was good. The only thing I don't like, bro, is the fact we in Pittsburgh and you from Cleveland. Like, I still hold that to the gut. You know, the Cleveland, the Steelers and the Browns. But it's because they're the worthy rivals. You know what I mean? And that was a big thing. But, man, besides all that, I love Cleveland too, man. I ain't gonna lie. Cleveland is, when I was growing up, they put it in my head that it was like the worst place ever. Then you get to go there,
True.
And it was like, oh, I love this. But I couldn't say it out loud, man. But welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. Six, we happy to have you here. So one of the big reasons why they really wanted me to meet you was because of the craft that your creative side and the things that you do. Mm-hmm. So what is it that you do, my guy?
So me personally, I do event curation. Yeah. But I like to call it event curator. I also do photography, and then I also call it P&R, and I'm not going to tell you what the abbreviation means.
Oh, you going to leave us hanging on that one?
See. So we're going to put it the clean version. I put people in rooms. So P&R is just the dirty version of put people in rooms.
Oh, okay.
You know? Okay. So that's what I do. That's really what I call myself. I put people in rooms. I put creatives in rooms to meet each other and grow and learn new opportunities.
Absolutely.
Be able to network. And that's really what I do.
Oh, no, that's dope, man. And no wonder why they wanted me to meet you, because that's what we do here, right? We place people in a space. Mm-hmm. And the catalyst that we use is creativity. We use the craft, right? We use those type of things to get everyone in a space to appreciate it. So speaking of the craft, because I know there's a craft that you, there's a creative side to you. There's the catalyst of where this all comes from. You know, where's this coming from? What is the thing that you use to put people in those rooms, man? Yeah. We gonna get down to the nitty gritty, brother.
The things that I use to put the people in the rooms.
Yeah.
I want to say honestly, I just use like-minded things. So if we're all creatives in our own way, what are the things that we could do together in this same room? So I stand on big three things. Big three things is create, connect, and collaborate.
Cool. Say that again, brother.
It's create, connect, and collaborate.
That's a gem. If
we literally could create on our own with our own creativity, and then we connect to somebody, now we could collaborate. If we could literally do these three things, because one thing I was told by an artist back in Cleveland by the name of J Capo, he one of his biggest things is create daily. Yeah. You know, so if you could create daily with whatever your craft is, whatever it is, whatever medium it is, you could literally connect with somebody else. Yeah. And now we could collaborate.
Oh, that's a roadmap to.
Hey, listen.
Yo, that's it.
And if you think about it, if we all come together with our own mediums, just imagine what we could do. We could be unstoppable. We literally could be unstoppable, because now you do podcasts and I do photography. The next person is good at hosting, and if you don't think hosting is a creativity, you're lying to yourself. Because listen, it takes a lot of guts to get up there on stage and be in front of somebody and say, hey, I'm able to entertain you.
Oh, brother, I got chills. I literally got chills. Now I know why they wanted us in the same room. I can see the passion. Yeah. I can feel the passion. And I know whoever's watching can feel the same, bro. That's heavy.
It is.
That's heavy. And speaking of why they also wanted us in the same room is because we got some things that we're planning on doing here at Atithi Studios.
We do.
Yeah, can we talk about that a little bit, or what the idea is? Right, the plan could always change, but where it stems at, what's the idea right now that you guys that we're going to be collaborating?
So what we plan on collaborating together with is a artistic echo poetry and art night. So what it is we're gonna have a curated set of poets from different places in the world. So we have one come from Boston. We have a hometown Pittsburgh here. We have a singer that's from Pittsburgh that's gonna open the show up. We have a couple poets from Cleveland come in, and we're gonna put a show on together. Each poet is gonna bring their own style, their own storytelling style, because it's gonna be a storytelling theme.
Okay.
We're going to have artwork on the wall, to display other mediums as well, not just poetry, but we're going to have other mediums. We're going to have a couple of vendors that's going to come in, be able to sell their merchandise as well, because they're creatives too. I can't create candles. Can you?
No, that's not my thing.
You
I
know
can
what I'm
appreciate them.
Yeah,
I
can appreciate them.
I'm
all
a
day
candle
long.
guy.
But that's a craft. It's somebody took their time out to create this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you a creative. So that's what we're going to bring here. We're going to bring a upscale poetry and art night, because you got to dress up to get in. Okay. It's not going to be something that you could just walk in tennis shoes and think you're going to be home.
Right.
You got to come in your best dress. You know what I'm saying? Best shoes, best suit, best whatever your elegant attire is. You got to come in it.
Yeah, come in it, man.
Yeah.
It is that is what it is, right? Those are the stipulations. What made you fall in love with you're a poet yourself?
I don't consider myself a poet,
but you appreciate it.
But I do appreciate it, and I do practice it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I'm a full-time poet. I just know how to put words together on a page.
Okay. What made you when did you find your love for poetry? How did that journey start?
So when I was younger, I was like 13, and I had just moved to I moved to the inner city of Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I was in the suburbs of Cleveland. If you want to consider it that, I ended up moving to the inner city of Cleveland. Right. I met this girl that stayed on the same street as me, and she was a big reader. Right. She loved to read, like that was her thing.
Okay.
And she had a Maya Angelou book.
Come on with it, man. One of my favorite sayings ever came from that young that lovely that lovely individual, that lovely spirit. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut it.
Good. And she had read it, and she told me, she said, "Look, this is a very informational book. It's about poetry. Some of my favorite things in the book. I think you should take a look at it." I took a look at it, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And a couple of days later, I met Maya Angelou's cousin, Stephanie Tubbs Jones.
Oh, hold up 1 second. The universe provided like that?
Hey, listen, I don't know how it worked, but listen, she said it. She said she was her cousin. It was proof behind it that she was her cousin.
Right.
And I met her through the school. I met her through the school, and we had a writing assignment that we had to do poetry. We had to write a poem. And when I wrote that poem, I took it home. I remember taking it home, and I gave it to my mother, and my mother read it, and she was like, "This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I really felt like this is something that you should practice." I didn't start practicing it there, but I had this piece. This was the first time I interacted with it.
Do you remember that one from heart? Is this something that you want to share, or you want to wait for the right time? You don't have to share it right now, but
I can share it.
Yeah,
I can share
man. I would love to hear that.
So it's. I got you.
Yeah. Right.
So,
give us a breakdown of why it exists first, and where it came from, and then before you drop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the poem is called Nowhere. Okay. And the reason that it even exists is because when I was younger, my dad was an alcoholic.
Right.
He wasn't always an alcoholic when I was first born, but he renounced himself to be an alcoholic, and it wasn't a happy time during those times.
Absolutely.
So going through the struggle of being kicked out the house, coming back in the house, seeing that you're able to put a knife in between a door and a frame of the door to stop you from opening up a door.
Right.
I never seen that before. So seeing something like that was like, ooh,
Yeah.
what? So dealing with all these emotions, that's where this piece came from.
Absolutely, man.
So to be able to dive into that piece real quick and just give you a snippet of it.
Absolutely. You want to go to camera A?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it is right there for you, and you just start when you're ready, man. And I appreciate you, because that's vulnerability, and I always appreciate art and creativity that comes from that place, right?
Oh, for sure. That's where it really supposed to stem from.
Absolutely.
If it don't stem from the heart, is it really genuine?
Man, talk that talk, brother.
Like,
talk
yeah,
that talk,
you know.
man. Talk that talk.
So it goes like this. I never sat back and thought about days like this, because I never thought it'd be days like this. Standing out in the freezing cold with no place to go. Only thing stopping you is a knife in between the dough. Mama staring at you with them teary eyes, wondering where we finna go. Daddy ain't playing nice no more, he told us we had to go. Home is what we once called it, but on December 25th we shall no more. Driving with no clear vision and no family to call. Only thing left to do is to sleep in the car. And that's that poem.
Whew.
That's that poem right there.
My guy.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
You know the why that means. I'm gonna tell you why it hit me. Because right now you got me navigating memories and feelings, and the reason why I started creating work myself was because I struggled myself with alcoholism. You know, I'm 7 years clean now. But I remember the moment where I had to change my life when my wife came to me, and this is I'm okay dropping this because it's coming from a real place. You know, I either had to give up my alcoholism or give up my family, and it was the choice that saved my life was choosing love. You know what I'm saying, instead of the lust for that. And that's how I found creativity to help me navigate through my my journey, and it's the reason why I stick with it. It's the thing that connects me to that connects with my healing was through the craft. So when you were speaking of just the story of that, I know what my children, what they seen. You know what I mean? And like I felt that. It just hit me. So appreciate you for allowing me to tap into that. Through that. You know what I mean? And to see it from that perspective as well, right? And it also it justifies the importance of the decision I made and the confirmation of why it was as beautiful as I believe it to be. So yeah, man. All right. Damn. We in here. We 15 minutes in, brother. We 15 minutes in, and you know, it's not just that's not the only thing that you're bringing to Atithi as well. Because if I'm not mistaken, you know, right now, even though this is game time. This ain't no practice. This is game time. We in here. We're actually doing a podcast, but this is something that you want to open the doors up to, and actually. You know, you're planning on starting your own podcast, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I do. And it's called Creative Palace. And what Creative Palace is, it's going to be able to allow us to go behind a creative mind. You know what I'm saying? How does a creative artist think? What made them want to be able to start finding that creativity? Who was the inspiration, or what was the inspiration behind that? You know, how do you find the time and the inspiration to keep going with what you're doing? Yeah. Because it's days that you wake up and you be like, I don't want to create today. I ain't got it in me. You know what I'm saying? Is anybody really looking at my art? Do they love what I do? Should I really keep it moving? Do it matter to anybody? But the thing is, you understand, or you come to a point in life when you realize it do matter. It do matter. Yeah. Even if it touched one person, it mattered.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Even if it resonated with you and allowed you to get something off your chest and then allowed you to be able to release some stuff off of your shoulder, now you feel 10 times lighter. Guess what? It mattered.
It mattered.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, and us just having, and me and another creative or me and whoever having a conversation, or two creatives being able to, once again, these big three things now, right, that we're doing.
It's the three C's.
The three C's. We're creating.
Absolutely.
We're connecting.
Yes, sir.
And we're collaborating. You know what I'm saying? Just over a podcast. Because what we just do, we created this podcast.
Yep.
We connected because now I know a little bit more about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your inspirations,
Right.
your motivations, your passions. You know, I know these things now. And guess what we're going to do after this? We already collaborated.
We're going to continue
but we're going to continue to collaborate because now we already built those three things.
Yes, sir.
So this is why it's called Creative Palace, because we're creating inside of this palace.
Oh man, you didn't drop the seed. Now it's time to water that thing. You know what I mean? And reap the fruits of that harvest.
For sure.
Woo, that's heavy, my guy. That's heavy, and I'm excited about it. And I think this is a small clipping of what's to come.
I'm excited too.
And amen. You know, the one thing that I can already gather from us sitting down is you're very intentional, and what you do is not just for you, it is for those that are watching, something they can gather from it. You know, from this podcast that you are going to create. I'm not going to say that you want to create, that you are going to create. You know, what is it that you want the viewer to leave with? Whoever, once they click, once they see the content hit their page, what do you want them to have to gather after they get done watching it?
So it's a couple things that I want them to be able to get from it. I want them to be able to gain resources from it, knowledge, wisdom, and I want them to be able to take the motivation and know that anytime they watch one of these and a artist of any different medium tells their story, it's a reflection of them. I want them to understand, like, this person in this chair was once you, or are you, or, you know, they're able to overcome these things, so you are too. I want you to be able to look at it and say, okay, I now know this. I now understand this. I was able to take this away so I could use it within my craft and my art, because it's going to be a lot of gems dropped, because each conversation has gems. And if you really don't take no gems away from the conversations that's being had, are you really genuine about your craft? So I want you to really lock into the Creative Palace and know that you're coming here for gems. You're coming here for knowledge. You're coming here to learn new resources, because maybe you don't know how to do a grant. But we're going to talk about a grant, because maybe that's what their expertise is how to do a grant. You know, maybe you struggle with contract law, but this person had a struggle with contract law. Now they don't have that struggle no more, but we talked about it. So now you know how to do it because you got the knowledge from here.
Yes, sir, man. And I think, this is definitely the first time, won't be the last time that we sit down. And I'm excited about the next time, bro.
I am too,
So you know what? Let's. I'm gonna have you look in the camera. Amen. State your name one more time. Say where they can find you, where they can follow you, and man.
So once again, my name is Kahlil, but most people just call me Six. And you can follow me at House of Creative Artists, which is HOCARTISTS on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and it's on Facebook as well. So follow us.
Hey, you know what, man? I'm gonna send this over to you. Pop this on the YouTube, my guy. This is YouTube. Come on. The world got to see this. They gonna know your name when it's all said and done, and it's gonna be. I think the goal for me, in general, and anything I want to, anything that I do, there's this thing I say, where any room, I don't walk into a room unless I can walk out that room a better person. And that room is a better place because I was in it, you know. And I don't know if that's the first time you heard this, but you moved that way. You know me, and so I know whatever you put out into the world, it'll be a better place because you created it for that purpose. You know, it seems like everything you're doing is about pushing everyone else up the ladder, and you guys use that as and we use that as a way to push each other up, right? Giving them these gems, and I see that with you, man, and I'm excited for this journey, and I'm excited to be a part of it, brother. So let's use the 3 C's. You know what I mean? And for those watching, make sure you write those down and you put those in your pocket. And then you find somebody you love and you give them to them. You know what I mean? Let's keep pushing that around the world. Hello, we out of here, man. It's the Art of Conversation at Atithi Studios. Thank you so much, brother. And
appreciate you.
See you next.